All right. So if I'm out and I'm not in class, there's still work to do. Typically, that work will be located on Google Classroom. She just got an old paper that still says Schoology because that's what I used to use. But you guys know if I'm not here, check Google Classroom. That's been the same all year. That's not new. And the only things I needed you guys to do yesterday was do the desk number and letter, as well as the homework, which was literally, I could not have given you guys easier homework. Look at this piece of paper, look it over, understand it, take a picture of a nutritional label. Like that is kindergarten base level stuff. And I had like just over 50% of you guys ever actually complete that. So that is a little concerning to me. If I can't get you guys to do the easy stuff, when we get to anatomy and physiology, you're not going to do the hard stuff either. All right. Also, yeah, that's it. And then of course, the thing that's due by Friday is the Sovita essay. So I swear, and I hope that you guys, if you didn't complete the other work, that you were at least working on that essay, because I have 3 out of 24 people that have turned it in. That's it. You guys can turn stuff in early. I don't care. What I do care about is when you guys don't turn stuff in at all, or if you turn it in very, very late. At this point, hopefully you guys have started something. I can look and see that most of you guys have started stuff, but there is some of you guys that have literally started nothing. Like you have an assignment attached, there's nothing written on it whatsoever. That concerns me, because that means that you aren't doing what you need to do to be successful in this class. And that also means that you're wasting my class time, and I don't like that. I do not like being wasted class time. Because if all you're going to do is screw around on your phone all day long or screw around on the computer and not do your assignments, I will give you guys harder stuff to do. And that's not cool, and it's not fun. And I understand writing an essay isn't fun, but it's what we need to do to get the job done, okay? Like I'm looking at some of this stuff, I'm like, y'all didn't do anything, and it's so frustrating. So, all right, on that, let's get started. We will start with, hold on, I gotta find it. Oh, sorry, it's over here. All right, so let's get started. If you guys completed your assignment yesterday, this will be a little bit easier on you because you already have something. If not, then that's on you. Like I said, I don't babysit. If you chose to screw off all day yesterday, now look, you gotta make up for it tonight, unfortunately. You're gonna have homework. All right. So yesterday I asked you guys to take a picture of anything in your house that has a nutritional label. Don't even care what it was. That's all I asked you to do. So the reason why I asked you to do that was in preparation for today's assignment. So today's assignment, we're going to look over our nutritional stuffs. Okay, we're looking over our labels. So everybody should have something at their desk or under their desk that is from a food source. It's usually some sort of processed food. I've been keeping all these things, and I asked other teachers to save them and stuff for you guys. So go ahead and look at the nutritional label. We're going to walk you guys through this one, and I'm going to use these ding-dongs just because I know the nutritional value is limited. And we're going to walk through this so I can explain to you how these nutritional labels actually work. Okay? All right. Who in here likes Girl Scout cookies? Maybe I should flip it around. Who in here doesn't like Girl Scout cookies? Okay, we got like one person. Wow. Okay, so Girl Scout cookies. What is your favorite one? The number one Girl Scout cookie most people eat is what? Thin Mints. Easily. Thin Mints are the number one. So I'm going to base this off of Thin Mints. Now, these are not the correct ones, but one serving size for Thin Mints is 4 cookies. Okay, one serving size is 4 cookies. One serving size for samosas is only 2 cookies. Who in here only eats 2 cookies? How many of you guys usually when you're eating some Girl Scout cookies? Who in here eats the whole sleeve when you're eating Girl Scout cookies? Yeah, exactly. That's what I thought. So a whole sleeve of Girl Scout cookies is 12 cookies. You guys are eating 3 serving sizes when you're getting that. So what I'm getting to right here, so this is not actually Girl Scout cookies, I just pulled this from someplace else. So 4 cookies is 150 calories. However, there's 8 servings in this particular container. So a serving size is 4 cookies, and there's 8 servings. So how many servings are there, excuse me, how many cookies are there in this entire container? If there is 1 serving size is 4 cookies, and there's 8 serving sizes, there's 32. There's 32 cookies in this container, okay? So that's how we're breaking this down. So this whole box or bag or whatever, you guys can look at yours and look at this too, has 32 cookies in it. However, this part right here that has all the nutritional facts, that's only based off of 1 serving or 4 cookies. 1 serving or 4 cookies. So, give you guys an example right now. We should have 2 or 3 boxes of Pop-Tarts or generic Pop-Tarts. Where are my generic Pop-Tarts or Pop-Tarts at? Raise your hands, please. All right, we have one right here and then generic Pop-Tarts there. All right, who in here, do you have Pop-Tarts over there? Oh, you can grab one. You can grab that one. So who in here eats Pop-Tarts? Or usually eats them or has eaten them or whatever the case is. When you guys are eating Pop-Tarts, how many come in a foil pack? All right, Pop-Tart people, what's the serving size for a Pop-Tart? Look at your labels, please. What's the serving size?
1 of the pastries.
Okay, 1. What's the serving size? 1. But y'all just told me that it has 2 in a pack. So how much do you guys eat when you're normally eating your Pop-Tarts? 2. So do you see how that can be confusing? Because you're actually eating 2 servings. Why do they put 2 in a pack? Make it seem healthier and to make you buy more. Okay? Make it seem healthier and make it buy more. If they wanted to, that's why, if you guys remember when you guys got that lunch breakfast combination when we just head back, you have Pop-Tarts in there, right? Those whole grain ones? Ugh. How many were in there? There was only 1 in that package because it's only 1 serving. And they wanted to make sure you had 1 serving. So Pop-Tarts, for both of you guys, how many calories are in 1 serving of Pop-Tarts?
200.
200? You guys should be relatively the same. So 200 calories in 1 serving. 1 serving, you guys told me, is 1 Pop-Tart. That doesn't sound that bad when you think about it, right? 1 Pop-Tart, 200 calories is bad, but let me say this. But you guys just told me that you guys eat 2 because there's 2 in a pack. So you're not getting 200 calories, you're getting 400 calories from Pop-Tarts. And they package them that way on purpose. It's all about advertisements again. Advertising, advertising, advertising. So they're messing with you on purpose. They want that money. They don't care about your health. They want money. All right, so we talked about serving size and we talked about calories. If you have a cereal, raise your hand. If you have a box that has cereal, please raise your hand. You guys, your serving size should be about a cup. Right? About right? Okay, cool. If you have a drink of some sort, whether that's pop or another liquid, your serving size is going to be that container usually. That's why, like a can of cola, that's why when you start going up to 20 ounces, 24 ounces, stuff like that, that's more than 1 serving. A 12-ounce can is 1 serving of pop. So when we go to McDonald's and we get that super duper size, that's probably like 3 servings of cola. All right, so let's look at this. The next section. You guys already know what calories are, whatever. So if you look, this is broken down into macros and micros. So macros are in the top block, fats, carbs, protein. Micros are in the bottom block. So the first one we're going to talk about is fats. I'm not getting into this polyunsaturated, monounsaturated. I'm not totally worried about this. But why this is important is so you can understand what you're putting in your body, so then you can help other people when you have patients, especially if you're working with kids and the elderly. Because usually the elderly don't get enough calories, and kids get too many calories, okay? So we look at this, our fat, it talks about our saturated fat, our trans fat. Most of you guys, if your container's on there, should have trans fat. Remember, trans fat has to be on a label. And then we go down and we talk about cholesterol. Cholesterol is that stuff that's added to or that's the result of saturated fat. So it talks about total fat right there. The next up will be sodium. Sodium, wait a minute. Where should sodium actually be at? It's up here where I told you all the macros are, but where should sodium actually be? If you're looking at your label. Y'all can talk out loud. It's okay, I promise. So this section right here is macros. And you know that macros are fat, carbs, protein. But we also know that sodium is not any of those. What is sodium? What's that? You guys wrote it on the board over there. Or, okay, I wrote it. You said it. What's sodium?
Mineral?
It's a mineral. So where should it technically be at? With our micros. The reason that sodium is not, along with cholesterol, is kind of blocked out, because cholesterol should be under fat, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's because these things are so important to our healthcare, and we consume too much of them. So we know that too much cholesterol leads to heart disease. So they pulled that out and they said we need to make cholesterol bold so people see how much cholesterol they eat and how they're going to, suffer from heart disease. We pulled sodium out, sodium being a salt. Sodium chloride is table salt like you guys. We add salt to everything. I mean, not just sprinkling it on, but we add it to our foods to make it taste better, taste less bland. So sodium is added to a bunch of stuff. Can anybody come up with ideas of diseases or conditions that result from high sodium or eating too much salt? Yes. You can get a stroke. That usually comes after something else, something that causes that stroke. Yes.
High blood pressure.
High blood pressure. Okay. And along with high blood pressure comes one more condition. Let me see if I can drag it out of you guys. What would cause high blood pressure? Well, obviously we know the salt. But the salt is impacting something in our bodies, causing high blood pressure. What do you think that would be? One more disease. See if y'all can get it. I didn't think you guys would, but I thought maybe I'd pull it out. One person got it last hour, and that's because she has an uncle that's dealing with it right now. Kidney disease. Kidney disease is actually the cause of high blood pressure. It's not the cause of, it's the result of high blood pressure. Our kidneys are responsible for regulating water in our body system. If that's off because our sodium is off and our blood pressure is off, it causes all these other things. So you'll go from high blood pressure to kidney disease to heart disease to stroke that quickly. That's how it works. And unfortunately, when we're talking about sodium intake and kidney disease, the highest risk group are Black men, Black and brown men, by far. Like if you go to the dialysis clinics and you walk in, you will see Black and brown men. And so when we talk about that discrepancy in healthcare, not necessarily healthcare, but discrepancy in racial and ethnicity, this is one of them. This is one of them. It is a huge thing. And if you're in Hosa, you would have heard that also, the amount of people that need dialysis and need kidney transplants, typically people of color, especially Black men. So when you're talking to your patients, if you have a Black male come in, which won't happen very often, trust me, then now you know what you might need to address. And it's bad to make that generalization, but if you get their labs back and their blood pressure is crazy high, you're going to have to address this. Okay? And you're going to have to give them specifics on what to do, people in general. Okay, carbohydrates, you know what they are? It's simple sugars, complex sugars, starches. Celluloses, that's the stuff in plants. It's like the plant membrane, okay? It's not digestible. It's more fiber. And then, of course, gums, or not of course, you guys probably don't know that, but gums are considered sugar too. Not like chewing gum, but the stuff that chewing gum is made from originally. So we have our dietary fiber. That is from the outside shells of whole grain. So that's why they give you guys whole grain Pop-Tarts. Is because now you have fiber and less regular sugar. But who in here actually likes those whole grain Pop-Tarts? Yeah, they're gross, aren't they? Who's tasting them? They're gross, aren't they? Their texture is weird. They don't taste the best because they don't have that sugar. They don't have that sugar component to it. So it doesn't taste as good. Because as humans, we really crave sugar, and sugar is highly addictive. Highly addictive. So dietary fat or fiber, that's stuff that you're going to get from your whole grain breads, whole grain pastas, whole grain. The outside shell of your grains is what provides that fiber, as well as the cellulose, like And like corn husk and what's this stuff, the green stuff that's stringy. You eat a peanut butter.
Celery.
Celery, there we go. Hey, leave me alone. It's Wednesday. So yeah, celery. Those amount that you have to chew and chew and chew and chew and chew and chew, and then chew some more and chew some more. That's cellulose. That's fiber. Okay. All right. We're talking about added sugars. So if I take orange juice and I squeeze my orange juice out and I drink my orange juice, it's orange juice. It's fructose. It's high. It's fructose. It's high in sugar, but it's juice, right? Now, if I take that same orange juice and I squeeze it out, but then I add sugar to it, that's what this added sugar means. So naturally occurring sugars are like the fructose and the lactose. But like, there was like 3 people who only drink almond milk. I thought that was this class. Do I have my almond milk drinkers in this class, or was it next? Okay. I know there's a couple people like, you don't drink regular milk, you drink almond milk. So if you drink almond milk, and especially if you drink almond milk, like a flavored sweetened almond milk, almonds aren't sweet. They add sugar to it to make it sweetened vanilla or whatever that case is. So they add sugars to that. A lot of you guys, and so look at your labels right now, and I want to see who in here on their label has corn syrup or high fructose corn syrup. Raise your hand when you see that, if you see it. Corn syrup or high fructose. So you're going to have to look at the ingredients. I kind of already know who is going to have what. Corn syrup or high fructose corn syrup. So mostly it's going to be your processed foods, okay? The one that totally threw me off was the gummies, because I thought they were the healthy gummies, but they're not. Of course, your fruit snacks, your gummies, pretty sure Pop-Tarts, of course, cola, come on. High fructose corn syrup, it's a corn syrup, right? It's corn syrup. They take corn, they process it out, they get this sticky sweet syrup out of it, but then they do it again and again and again until it's so concentrated that you need a very little amount to make it sweet, but it's so concentrated that you get a packed amount of calories. That's what pop is. Pop is high fructose corn syrup. It's dangerous because our bodies don't know how to process it. It throws our pancreas off, which is responsible for regulating our sugar via insulin, and it really messes with us. And so that's why high fructose corn syrup. You'll see it a lot in like tomato sauces, ketchup, barbecue sauces, all your freaking baked goods, high fructose corn syrup. Sorry. Protein, I'm not sticking. Oh no, I did it. Protein, I'm not gonna stay too much on because it's protein. It is what it is. Okay. You already know what protein is responsible for. Now we're into the micros. The micros at the bottom. Those are just your vitamins and minerals. And it tells us some of your guys' stuff will have more, some will have less. If you have stuff added to it, so your cereal will have what's called fortified. So we add stuff to it. We add vitamins and minerals to it to make it healthier so you guys can actually eat it. That's very common in milk. Oh, well, not milk. In orange juice, we actually fortify that with calcium. So we'll fortify orange juice with calcium because people will drink that. Since people don't like to drink. Or we fortify almond milk with everything that regular milk has. So we'll add in the vitamin D, we'll add in the calcium, we'll add in the iron because almond milk naturally doesn't have that stuff. Okay? All right. If you look on the very bottom of your list, it will say like the percentage of the daily value. So remember, in your age group, it's roughly, bio ladies, it's like 1,600 to 2,000 calories a day. Bio guys, it's like 18 to 2,400 calories a day. But they kind of just take the average of 2,000. Okay, it's just an easier number to do. So based off of a diet consisting of 2,000 calories a day, this is the percentage that that particular item has. So these 4 cookies have 8% of my 2,000 calories for the day. These 4 cookies have 22% of my added regular sugars for the day. So look on your boxes and see which one of these macros is at the highest percentage. So I'm going to use Ding Dongs as an example. Ding Dongs are like, kind of like the cousin, it's like the chocolate brown cousin to a Twinkie kind of. I mean, it's like a cookie, it's like a cupcake with nasty stuff in the middle or chocolate on it. I don't know, it makes my teeth hurt, so I don't really like chocolate, so I don't like these that much. The serving size is 2 in a package. and there's 5 in here. It has 310 calories for 2 of these little ding dongs. They're not very big. I mean, you can see the boxes are very big. So there's 310 calories for 2 of these little cakes. However, out of 2,000 calories, 25% of your daily value from fat. So 2 of these little cupcakes, you are going to be getting 25% of the fat you're supposed to get in a day. 500 calories from fat for 2 cupcakes. And of that, 55% is saturated fat, which makes sense because that stuff in the middle is all saturated fat. So on your list, look and see what one of these has the highest percentage. I can probably look and see, and I'm going to say most of you guys, the highest thing that you guys have is going to be carbs, because these are all processed foods. It's probably going to be carbs because they are all processed foods. Carbohydrates keep very, very well when they're processed versus other things like proteins and fats. Fats go rancid pretty quickly. It's probably carbs. So what are some of your grams of carbs that you guys got? I think Coke's like 30 something.
For the, what was it for?
For your colas, the carbs.
14%?
14% and 39 grams?
Yeah.
Okay. So 39 grams of carbs. Who else has a hope? What you got? 8%,
25 grams.
There you go. What you got?
12% and 27 grams.
37 grams, which makes sense. How much fiber do those granola bars have?
1 gram.
1 gram of fiber. Is it 1 bar as a serving size?
Yeah.
Yep. And then how much fiber does your Pop-Tart have?
1 gram.
And then, so that 1 gram only takes away 1 gram from your carbs. So you will have significantly more carbs than yours, and yours will be healthier carbs. Although those chewy, you would think about it, you're like, oh, granola bars, those are healthy. Until you look at them. And you're like, oh my God, it's all added sugar. And then those ones have yogurt on them. So they're like, oh, we're going to add yogurt to make it look healthier. And then we're going to add a bunch of high fructose corn syrup and sugar to it. And so they may not use high fructose corn syrup on that one. I bet they use they probably use like maple syrup or brown sugar or some other sugar source, okay? But it's still sugar. It's still carbs. It's still back your body. All right, we're not rushing that. So you have a homework assignment. But before we get to that homework assignment, it's a homework. It's truly a homework assignment because I need to get you guys doing something else. You're going to take a picture right now with your phone or your Chromebook. Take a picture of your label that you have. Okay, go ahead and take a pic. Okay, good. You're going to need that. If you turned in your label for your homework tonight, awesome. You're going to need that. If you did not, you need to get a label to finish yesterday's homework. You're going to compare and contrast the label in front of you and the label that you choose at home. You're comparing and contrasting those two. All right, so the assignment is here. Let me see. All right, so if you are at home right now because you are on restrictions or for whatever reason you're not in class, then you will choose 2 labels for at home. I don't care what 2, but make them kind of different, maybe some kind of processed food and then something else. But what you're going to be doing is you're going to take a label from yesterday's assignment, and then you're going to take the label that you guys have in class right now, and you're going to compare and contrast them. Look at serving size, which